So, are you making all the money you want? Are you making all the impact you want? Are you doing what you said you wanted to do? Are you spending so much of your time in your genius zone you can barely stand it? Or is it not quite that way? Maybe it's like, hello, Lark, thank you so much for joining me. So, here's the thing, people. I'm coming to you live. I am in Dallas, Texas, and I'm loving it. It's a little bit overcast, which is kind of nice. It's a little cooler. But I realize that I talk to you all the time about branding, 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 and you may not even realize your brand is broken. So, I have this really cool quiz I want to share with you. I'm so excited about it. It's brand new, and it's going to help you decide exactly how broken your brand might be. And maybe it's perfect. Maybe it is so solid and there's something else going on. But I wanted to, before I explain to you how to fix it, I want to make sure you understand what it is and how to even decide if it is broken and decide how broken. Like, does it just need, like, is it like a hangnail and you just need to clip it off? Or do you need like mass amputation? Like, do you have to completely overhaul everything you're doing? Or is it just a little bit of polish? And yes, I'm hanging out here in my hotel room. I'm in the Embassy Suites. It's lovely. And hotel rooms are not always the best place to do a Facebook Live, but you got to go with what you're working with, right? So, just to recap, we're going to talk about your brand. I know that does not come as a surprise, but I want to talk to you about how broken it is, or how to even tell what it's broken. And then I'm going to share with you the super awesome quiz that you can go and take, and it's going to be fabulous, and it's going to tell you exactly all the things you need to know about where your brand is. Okay? So, here we go. So, the easiest way, I think, to talk about your brand is, first let's talk about what it is. Your brand is everything you say and everything you do to create, nurture, develop a powerful, profitable experience for your ideal client. Your brand is that part they share. It's the story. It's their experience with you. I talked last week about how this goes beyond, I just want a really great product, or I want to engage in a good service. This is about the experience you provide for your ideal client, right? That's your brand. It's everything you say. It's everything you do. Your brand is what feeds your marketing. It's what puts that on and lets you know where to market, what to say, to whom, how often, where they are, all those things. It all starts with your brand. So when I say your brand might be broken, trust me in that there are a lot of things that could be going weird with your business, if not weird, at least parts of it, that could be having some issues, right? So let's talk about this. Oh, I lost you, people. There you are. Okay. So here's what's going on. If your marketing isn't working as well as you think it is, or as well as you think it could, or maybe it was working really, really well a year ago or 5 years ago, maybe business was like, woo, like going up so much, you were like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing ride. I can't believe, like, this is my work. Like, this is business and this is fabulous, right? And then the last 6 months, 9 months, maybe a year, you're like, something's weird, something's off, something's not quite right. Chances are it's because your brand is broken. I've got 3 big indicators that I want to share with you because I think, and there's more, there's so many more, but these are the 3 ones that I hear the most often. And I wrote them down so I'd remember and stay on target. So the first one, you network a lot. Like, you go to a lot of networking events, a lot of networking meetings, whether that's once a week, 4 or 5 times a week. I mean, there are some people, hey Javine, there are some people that are networking junkies. They love to network. I have a whole different soapbox about that. But for now, let's say you're one of those people who likes to network once a week. And what you're finding is that your networking is creating a lot of friends. And you get people who are like, hey, let's do lunch. Let's do a one-on-one. I need to pick your brain. Does that sound familiar? Something's wrong with your brand. Because, well, I'll tell you, we'll get into why. But if you are attracting the kind of people that just want to pick your brain, if you are networking and your message is such that the people who respond to you just want to pick your brain, there's a problem with your brand. Something's out of alignment. Something needs to be tweaked. I'm not saying it needs a massive overhaul, but it definitely needs some attention and a little bit of love. The second way you can do it is you can tell your brand is broken, or at least bent, is that your inbox is full of what I call the 20 bucks the hard way client. Your inbox gets full of people who say, could you just? That phrase, I will tell you right now, that is a red flag from hell. If you realize that if you go through your calendar if you go through your schedule, if you go through your project list, your client list, whatever, and it's full of people who say, could you just? And if you've heard that, you know what that means. Could you just do a little bit more? Could you just do a little bit extra? Could I just get a discount? Could I just have it yesterday? These are the people who are not ideal clients. They are people who are asking for more. They're scope creep. They want discounts. Their value issue there, whatever the issue. If your inbox is full of $20 a hard way clients, there is something messed up a little bit with your brand. And again, we can get into next week. I'm going to talk to you all about how you can tell exactly which part of your brand is broken and how much of a fix it needs. But for now, just let me know if these things sound familiar to you. If you are one, like I said, I got to check my notes, make sure I get to keep track here. Your first one is you have a lot of networking friends, and you go and you have a great lunch and you have great conversations, and then you go, and that's it. Or they want to take you to lunch and pick your brain. Second, your inbox is full of $20 a hard way clients, and you love them, and you know they need you, but they want it for a discount. They want it yesterday. They want a little bit more. I know you said this. Could you just? Okay, that's a very big indicator that there's something weird with your brand. Something's a little bit bent, something a little bit cracked. And the third thing is you aren't ever heard above the noise. You are just another one of blank, insert industry here. If you are not standing above the crowd, if you are not standing, not even above, if you are not completely separate, like you shouldn't even be in the same ball game. Like if you picture your industry and the people who do what you do, not exactly what you do, not your competition for sure, but if you are in this baseball stadium, if you are at a concert, I'm more familiar, way more comfy with that. If you are at a concert and you are in the crowd and there's 10,000 people in the audience, and you cannot pick yourself out of a lineup of a pitcher. Like if you can see that entire crowd and you can't see you, if that's how your business feels, there's something broken in your brand. Because honestly, if you can't stand out from that kind of a crowd, you need to be at a different concert. You've got to change your venue, right? So if you can look at your marketing and go, yeah, this looks like what they're doing, your brand is broken. If you listen to yourself, introduce yourself at a networking event, and it sounds just like the person across the room who's in your industry, we need to take a look at your brand. So please understand, just because when I say brand is broken, that can be a small crack, that can be a massive issue. But you get to decide that, right? This is your brand, this is your experience, this is the client experience you are creating. But if you keep working with people that make you tired, if you cringe when your favorite client calls, and the reason they're your favorite is because they call you all the time, your brand's a little out of whack. Does that make sense? So, okay, so I've given you some ideas of how to tell if it's broken. I want to give you one of my new favorite things that will really help you decide where along that line is broken. Then we're going to talk about it next week, so prepare yourself. My name is Amber Griffiths, and my website is Your Brand by Design. My company is Your Brand by Design. My email is amber@yourbrandbydesign. Are you sensing a pattern? Okay. I would love for you to go to, let's see, where did we put it? It's brand new. Go to Branding Rockstars with an S, quiz.com. It's about a 3.5 minute quiz. So if you don't have 3.5 minutes, don't take it. Take it later. And oh, by the way, you need to loosen up your schedule because you can even get a Pop-Tart in that kind of time. So it's a quiz and it's way fun. And I really think that it'll help you understand the difference between busted and bent and broken, if that makes sense. So go to brandingrockstarsquiz.com. Take 3.5 minutes, go through the questions, and don't get too in your head about it. Answer, because you know more about your business than anybody else. And no matter what you tell everybody about how business is great or business is terrible, you know the truth. So answer the questions, and I want to hear your feedback. Let me know when you've taken the quiz. Let me know what you think of the quiz, although I really like it, so that's okay. But let me know what your feedback is. Let me know what your results are. I think that you will be amazed at how many things you have going really well. And I think that the things that are broken might surprise you. So, it's Amber Griffiths with Your Brand by Design. I'm a branding expert and a rock star, and you should go take the Branding Rockstars quiz at brandingrockstarsquiz.com, and it'll be super fabulous. I'm excited to hear what you have to say about it, and realize that, again, if your brand is a little out of sorts, if your marketing's not making you the money that you think it should, and if you're not making the impact you think you should, start with don't just throw money at it. I'm at this conference, and it's amazing. It's amazing that I'm having all these insights. Like, I'm having all these, oh my goodness. Here's what I realized, and I want you to think about this too, and then I'll let you go. Someone's credit card does not mean they're a good fit for you. Just because they can pay you doesn't mean they're your ideal client. Just because they want you doesn't mean they're your ideal client. Just because they want to work with you doesn't mean you have to work with them. It doesn't mean they're your ideal client. There's so much more to that than just being able to pay. Right? And I mean that, like, it's not because that's how you go about your business, but I realize that all too often, just because you can close a sale doesn't necessarily mean you should. Be picky. Take a look into your brand, look at your vision, look at your voice, look at your fans, look at your message. See what part of that is broken, and make sure that when a client comes into your space, they're like, exactly what I wanted. So, been all over the place. Sorry, I'm in Texas, and I'm afraid my brain is still in Utah. But I wanted to share with you just those 3 quick ideas of how you can tell. How you can tell if there's an issue. And then, once you know that there's an issue, then we can talk about what part of that is and how to resolve it. So if you have any questions, always, you can reach out to me at yourbrandbydesign.com/duet, D-U-E-T. You can claim some time on my calendar and we'll have a private conversation. You can always drop comments here on the Facebook Live because I'll check those. And if you're having some kind of an issue or you're like, hey, what the heck does it mean by $20 the hard way? We will share. And if you think, wow, what's my zone of genius? We should talk. All those things. But when you get 3.5 minutes, do us both a favor. And actually, not just the 2 of us. Do your clients a favor. Go to brandingrockstarsquiz.com and see how you scale. See how you rate on that. And until I have a chance to talk to you in person, rock on.